What's up, everybody? We are back. It's everybody's talking about it. I am your boy, Mar J. I am here and I'm back. I'm ready to talk. It's like, no. What's up, guys? Kaliah is back.
Hi, y'all.
And we here. You already know we here to talk about something different. We got our little segment going on. And we're going today. This is going to be a little controversial because I am a Beyonce fan. Are you a Beyonce fan?
Yes, you know I am.
We are Beyonce fans. So we are here to talk about her going country.
All right.
What you feel? How you feel? Are you Cowboy Carter?
I like it. I can't lie. Like, I'm not an over stand for it, but I like it.
I like it too. I do. I really do. Yeah. I can't say, much like Renaissance, I can't say that I like every song top to bottom, but I can say that overall, I liked more songs than I disliked. So
gotcha.
I will say that.
And there was a lot of songs on this one.
Yeah, well, very much
very
so.
long.
Very much so. But I will say overall, it's a good project. I'm very, very proud of her because to keep trying things, over and over, and to be able to be consistent in your fan base and people still support, is an admirable thing.
Yeah,
it really, really is.
So they'll say your reign is as long as you keep attention of your fans, because there's plenty more out here to see. And I feel like with her, she has reached that point where she could just rest on her laurels and do like R&B, like how she's built her, how she's built her reputation. But I guess it's like I'm not going to rest on my laurels. Like, I got the fan base, and it's the introduction of people to different genres. And it shows your range. I've never been mad at nobody who can show a range.
Me too. I was very, very proud in that.
Yeah.
Now, here's the reason why I kind of started it the way that I did, because I'm also a little controversial in this, is the statement that I'm about to make.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that when it comes to Beyonce fans, though, like as far as Beyhive members or people, and I guess has more to do with people who just choose not to do their research.
Okay.
But when it comes down to Beyonce musically, it's always as if Beyonce is like Native Americans. You know what I mean? Like she discovered it. Like she invented it. She discovered it. It was her stamp. Oh my God! If Beyonce didn't do it, where would the world be? Thank you, Beyonce. It's kind of like everybody's kind of in debt to her.
Well, I will give that to only her fans and not her. I will give her that credit, because one thing I will see that she does is she does her research.
Yeah, she does. I will give her that.
So, like, even with with the Renaissance album, she tapped to known, like, popular songs or known artists in the EDM or the dance or the house industry and reached back to them, which we already know she kind of had an influence with from Lemonade, you know, with the Big Frida tap, with, those different types of things. So that's one thing I will give Beyonce is that, and then even now with the country album, like, she brought on so many Black country artists that probably are famous in the country genre, but probably also limited because, of course, country is dominated by white artists. But giving them that platform, like, and it people are like, well, that's crazy because I've been listening to Tanner Adele since forever. Why we just listen to her with Beyonce? I'm pretty sure Tanner Adele is not only honored to work with Beyonce, but she's appreciative of just the exposure that having being featured on a Beyonce album is bringing to her.
So wait, let me ask you, but let me say this.
I mean, not like she feels like she has to be appreciated. She just is, because Beyonce is like a musician's music. Like, she's.
But this is where I agree with Kaliah, though. This is where I was kind of a little bit on like Team Kaliah's side, because it's all not in all, not in total, because she had her way that she could have delivered it, but. My thing is that the world makes me feel like, or not makes me personally, but I'm saying that
the world makes the world feel like.
I mean, it makes that artist feel like I have to be appreciative because Beyonce sampled my song. Like, at the end of the day, if I spoke up to it basically saying I had no knowledge of the sample, if I didn't want to sample it, and you got people come back, well, you should just be glad she even wanted to. Well, why? Why should I be glad?
So this is something that I have felt about, and I think I might have spoken about this on previous seasons. I actually don't want celebrities to have social media that they can talk to fans.
Okay.
Bring back Tiger Beat. Bring back, the magazine. I feel like it does need to be some sort of border between fans and like artists, stars, or celebrities, if that's what we're going to call them, because y'all talk to these people very unhinged in a way. And I feel like this is not Beyonce. I think Beyonce with that is like, they worked on this song, and then like I said, with her being as musically keen as she is, she might have thought, okay, let me reach out to Kaliah first, and then once she or they did their research, it was like a thing of that. So because like Beyonce might not have felt, Beyonce probably was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a Kaliah sample.
Let me stop you there. Yeah, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm putting things on, making it Beyonce's fault.
Yeah, no, I don't want to make it seem
intentionally doing it. Yeah. What I'm saying is, I would be like the kind of person, like, I guess if I'm going against artists to artist fan base, because the artist is not responding to me, so I have to really argue with your fan base, because your fan base feels like this. Yeah. And I like
that's how I feel about Drake's fan base, but we'll talk about that a little later.
This is where I kind of like go back to the old stuff, because this takes me back to an interview that Prince did, where he talked about Bad, Michael Jackson's song Bad,
Bad,
which was supposed to be a duet. I didn't know this until Prince said something.
I didn't know. I was 2 years old.
And Prince. Okay. It was supposed to be a duet, a collaboration song or whatever. And Prince said, as soon as he heard the first line of the song, which is "Your butt is mine," he was like, "Let me stop," because he said, "Who's singing this?" He said, "Because I'm not singing this to him, and he damn sure ain't singing it to me." Yeah. And he said that publicly. Yeah. You know, so I can say that. It's not like I feel like artists I can't have a platform to say anything about a certain artist. That's why. It's like we feel like you just can't say nothing about her. Like you can't. I can't give you my honest opinion on her. Yeah. Like even with Erykah Badu saying, "Looks familiar." It looks familiar. If it looks fucking familiar, it looks familiar. Why do y'all gotta come for me because I said that the fucking picture looks familiar? It looks familiar. Yeah. She didn't create the look. It wasn't hers to design. It wasn't hers to make up. She killed it. It's a beautiful look. But if Erykah Badu's opinion is, it looks familiar, means I did something similar and the world didn't give a fuck about it, then what? Yeah. I'm just wasting my opinion. All of a sudden, this is like, when she drops it, this is groundbreaking. When I drop it, look at Erykah.
I feel like
that's what I mean.
No, I get that, and it just, I don't know. I just feel like with certain people, like I feel like anybody who's like a super stan, and I hate when people take on these take on these fandoms that kind of borderlines on like your whole personality is like you're a fan of this person. So I get what you're saying in that. Like even with like I said, I'm sorry, Drake. Like I feel like Beyonce fans at times, like super fans, like the stans, they do have like what you call cognitive dissonance. So it's just like no matter what Beyonce does, it's never wrong. Right. That's how I feel like Drake fans are. Like even if it's like some stuff that we just shamed another artist for doing, if Drake does it, it's it's nothing like, oh well, no, because the reason why is because he's so much higher on the level of thinking and and fuck all that. Like I said, in Beyonce, I feel like Beyonce is very structured enough where she tries her best to not let things slip through certain, like she tries to look at everything from a full thing. And then I feel like also with like the looks familiar thing, like no tea, no shade to Erykah, like cool, like nothing to me is new under the sun. Like, so I'm pretty sure something, even though she might not have gotten the whole image or look from somebody else, like Erykah, you drew that inspiration from somewhere. Right.
But I think my more so, I guess I'm pinpointing with this is like, even I was talking to Josh about it in the car earlier, where we were talking about like it's like an unspoken thing with celebrities. Like, did you notice like when her album dropped, every celebrity posted? Everybody. I don't think it was like one person. It was almost like if you don't post about this album, or if you don't post about her, period, like even if she goes to an award show, when she became the most awarded Grammy, anything, every celebrity has to like mention it. You know, it has to be, I have to let you know I'm listening to it too. Or I'm into, like even with K. Michelle, I'm going to drop a country album. K. Michelle drops country music. Did the world go up in arms?
Yeah, I think
it's a weird situation. It's like Monica said, I'm going to do country. Nobody batted an eyelash. And this was way before we knew that Renaissance was going to be, Renaissance Act 2 was going to be a country album. And it's just like, I feel like at the end of the day, the world stops for one artist. And it's starting to get like a little bit weird. And I'm not saying this because, again, I am a Beyonce fan. I went to go see Renaissance twice. I've been to previous concerts. I'm a fan. I have albums, so y'all not going to sit here and come for me that I'm hating on Beyonce. I'm not talking about you. But I get you. But I'm not. It's just that sometimes you got to ask the question, what does she do differently? Like, what does she do differently that is like we have to stop the world for it? Like, where it's kind of like because I'm pretty sure people gotten flowers from other celebrities. Do we post them all? Like, do everybody do? You get flowers from Beyonce, the first thing you do is take pictures and post it. It's like we stop and make sure that we know.
Yeah, that
Beyonce done sent me something. Or Beyonce dropped the album. Beyonce's coming. Beyonce. It's like, damn.
I will say to that effect, like I said earlier, like I feel like Beyonce is like the celebrity. Like, right. I don't know, like, and it might be like the one thing I'll give the lady is like I said, she's very like I feel like the male equivalent to her right now is Drake. Like their level,
I can see that.
Their work ethic, that level of calculation, like. You know what I mean? Like that level, they're very much students and teachers of the
industry and of what they do. For sure.
So I think that's like the thing. It's like I could do all of that stuff, but also I'm sleepy and I'm gonna go with my kids.
And me and Josh's conversation was that we get why she is the way, because it's not about that she's done it; it's her execution of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
her execution is always flawless of it. That's why I feel like she does get a little bit more credit than the average person will get when they do it.
Yeah.
Because,
like I said, I'll give it to Drake too. Like for all that it's worth, like Drake's execution on a lot of stuff is usually very crisp. He's very calculated, both in a negative and a positive way to me. And then Beyonce, it can be seen as a negative way. I do see it as more in a positive way because we see less about Beyonce's personal life outside of what she gives us, whereas Drake, more stuff happens because he interacts with more people. So when you bring more people into the fold, more people room to talk.
Right.
So like with Beyonce, it's just like I do feel like it's weird, but I feel like it's some people that like it is some people that are true to the core, like Beyonce fans, and they're, real realistic about life. But then I feel like it's other people, like I said, they want to be part of something so bad, like they kind of absorb into this. But then I also feel like it's the people who just feel like, well, I don't like Beyonce because da-da-da-da-da. And it's just like...
Now, I don't like people that don't like her just because they don't like her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that. Now,
I don't like anybody who doesn't like anyone or everything just because they don't like it. I don't like that. Bothers me because I'm like...
But I do have some people that's like that where I can't really pinpoint what I don't like about you, but I just don't like, what you're selling. With Beyonce, I will say this, though. I think that I've gotten to the point where it's like you got to accept it. You just got to accept that this is just how the world will see certain artists. They just...
Because it is some... I will say, I remember I do, to kind of touch back on what you said about you feel like every celebrity. Now, I don't follow that many celebrities, but it was some that kind of...
But I'm just saying, gossip blogs and stuff post when people... Even like, they post when other celebrities talk about Beyonce. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I found out, because I don't follow all celebrities. Matter of fact, I don't even follow a lot of celebrities.
I don't follow a lot of
I just found out via the blogs that this person...
See, now, the blogs I do not follow. That's one thing. I kind of unsubscribed from that, but that was not for that reason.
Right, I get you.
I just, like I said, I just think, like, how, like, your girl, Brandy, like, amongst singers, she's the singer. So people, when they say, oh... Like, they get excited about Brandy, mind you, to the outside eye or, like to the regular...
Average eye, she can't sing or whatever.
People that don't sing or not in the arts or something like that, they're just looking like, Brandy, she did this and did this. But to, like, us, like the theater kids, the creative arts kids, like, and the singers, Brandy is the voice. Like, you ask anybody, they be like, oh, who's yours? Oh, Brandy's one of my... Like,
but you want to know the difference? I would say that Brandy came from the era of... That's where I think that is different, though. Because she came from that era where you do shed light on those that came before you. Where in this era, you don't see too much of that happening anymore. But, like, you really... But think about it, though. When you think about it, like, people that do talk about it, they'll talk about artists that are currently beside them or maybe a little bit ahead. Yeah. But when you do listen to, like, you just brought up, like, Brandy, when you heard her when she first came out, she like Whitney, Aretha, Stevie. Like, these are the people that is the reason why I'm singing. Where you'll listen to Summer or you'll listen to somebody on a line like a Summer Walker and their favorite singers are like the Beyoncés, the PR, or the people that came out. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I feel like that's what the disconnect is, though. Because this generation is not doing what we did. Like, you don't know, every artist you know that you like is not just from the 90s. Oh, no. No. You know artists from the 70s. You know artists from the 80s. You even know artists from the 60s.
Listen, the true artists do. Because even like Summer Walker, I remember she spoke like so funny.
No, I wasn't bringing her up. Piece, and I'm just talking about people that came out like around her time. If you listen to their interviews and you ask them, you know, who inspired you or who you looking at it?
And I know, we should talk about this on another episode. Yeah. Honestly and truly, because like just looking at like media training was something that didn't quite exist in the 80s, and then it got big in the 90s, and then it was still in the 2000s. But then, like, even the vehicles for stuff, like, it's not time for editing anymore. I think it's real time now. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff. Like, we don't do video runs anymore. Like, even when people come out with videos, they go straight to, like, Apple Music or, you know what I mean, or YouTube.
This is why we got to save this, because you're right. But here's another thing, but it expands. But it expands a little bit deeper than that, because you also have to remember, because of the microwave music that we have now, people are dropping music quicker. Where back in the day, you could really rock your whole album for 1, 2, 3 years, and your singles would go, and that's why we were able to hold on to it.
Everybody goes to Rihanna about not releasing an album. I'm just like, that lady is over.
This ain't nothing new though.
Give me your lingerie.
Think about it. Whitney Houston, in a 20, 25, 30-year career, only dropped about 6 to 7 albums, compared to like Mary J. Blige, who has like 15, 16 albums.
They toured and let's say Mary J. J. Blige. Let me count my aunt. My aunt, she's on album, and she puts out another album soon. That'll be album 12.
Yeah, so that's like a lot of albums though. But when you think about it, though, it's just a lot of albums. And this, when you think about it, even Beyonce, who's only been out since '97, but been a solo singer since 2003, only is up to album 8. And that's even a lot of albums, though. That's a lot of albums for somebody that released their first solo album in 2003.
And that's just commensurate with her work ethic.
Yeah, that's a lot.
As like the pinnacle of, because when Beyonce gives the public herself, she gives us herself.